Welcome to the Rudick Report. Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said Sunday that June 1st remains the hard deadline for raising the federal debt limit, with the odds quite low that the government will collect enough revenue to bridge to June 15th, when more tax receipts are due. Yellen, speaking on NBC's Meet the Press program, said there would be hard choices to make about payments to Americans if Congress failed to raise the $31.4 trillion debt ceiling before Treasury ran out of cash and was forced to default. Quote, I indicated in my last letter to Congress that we expected to be unable to pay all of our bills in early June and possibly as soon as June 1st, and I will continue to update Congress, but I certainly haven't changed my assessment. So I think that's a hard deadline, she said. U.S. President Joe Biden on Sunday called Republicans' latest offer in talks on lifting the government's debt ceiling unacceptable, but said he would be willing to cut spending together with tax adjustments to reach a deal. As if this took place, it is more like Biden's handlers made these statements. He said he would speak to top congressional Republican Kevin McCarthy on his flight home from his meeting with leaders from the Group of Seven G7 rich nations in Hiroshima, Japan. Again, this is just more good cop, bad cop tactics to ramp up fear. Chances are 100% that the debt ceiling will be raised. There is no question about it. These are nothing but scare tactics to try and sway public opinion. But make no mistake, either way this goes down, the country's in deep trouble. Less than 2 weeks remain until June 1st, when the Treasury Department has warned that the federal government could be unable to pay all its debts. That would trigger a default that could cause chaos in financial markets and spike interest rates. Of course, it would cause turmoil in the financial markets because the financial markets are all propped up in the first place. So if you shut the money valve, the markets spiral. It's all a shell game, and the game is being played on us. Asked if the Treasury could possibly reach June 15th before running out of cash, Yellen said she doubted the money would last through June 15th. There is always uncertainty about tax receipts and spending, and so it's hard to be absolutely certain about this. But my assessment is that the odds of reaching June 15th while being able to pay all of our bills is quite low, she said. Biden told reporters in Japan that he believed that he has the authority to invoke the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution to raise the debt ceiling without Congress, but said it was unclear that enough time remained to try to use the untested legal theory to avoid default. He will have to wait and see what talking points his handlers give him, of course, before he speaks about it. The vague comment is meant to add to the already simmering pot of uncertainty. Yellen said invoking the amendment doesn't seem like something that could be appropriately used in these circumstances, given the legal uncertainty around it, and given the tight time frame we are on. This is all a dog and pony show, another good cop, bad cop game on the citizens of the United States. Yes, they will eventually reach an agreement at the well-advertised 11th hour, and all will be well. But will it? The short answer is no. As the debt continues to climb to staggering heights, the dollar continues to weaken, and the rest of the world realizes that the United States is living on borrowed time. Eventually, the confidence that people have in the dollar will collapse, and it is at that point that the dollar becomes worthless, much like the economies of Venezuela. Personally, I hope the Republicans hold out and truly make changes and cut funding for several programs and let the economy rebuild. This constant raising the debt limit is unsustainable, and truthfully, we're at the point where soon we will not even be able to service the debt or simply pay the interest on the debt we have incurred. Think about your own home and finances. If your credit card debt is to reach its limit, do you just take out another credit card with a higher limit and keep going until there's no mathematical way you could pay the debt off? No. And why? Because it makes no financial sense. And this is where we are as a country. The government is spending money as if there is no tomorrow, and maybe, just maybe, they know something we don't. Maybe there is no tomorrow for them. But to keep spending like a drunken sailor is irresponsible, careless, and enslaves the country to a lifetime of higher taxes. Let's hope McCarthy will be different and hold Congress's feet to the fire to make cuts and start reducing our debt to sustainable levels. Thank you for watching. If you found this content useful, please subscribe. And if you are able, please support this channel in any way you can. Until next time, this is the Rudick Report.